Okay, so it seems like there's been another update to the whole Deme situation. Now, again, this has been pretty interesting as a lot of people have been getting involved in talking about this, but essentially she has had another reply. She replied obviously yesterday to everything that was going on, and well, it seems that she's responded yet again. And as I usually say this kind of stuff, I think that if you want to avoid drama and avoid things like this, her best move would just be not to tweet, but it seems like it just keeps on going. And obviously that's not going to really help anything in terms of, you know, her side of things. So yeah, but she pretty much posted this saying Chibi fans want to preach about men's mental health while making fun of a man's blank attempt. I got slashed accidentally when I pulled the scissors away from him, trying to save his life from a horrible decision. That obsession with the cock fantasy also checks out. Obviously she's talking about her own experience that people have been, you know, kind of bringing up in kind of comparison to Chibi reviews, and saying that like she's hypocritical for it or whatever. So I had no idea that Chibi reviews tried to blank, and I don't wish that upon anyone. As I said before, I don't care about the guy in general. I'm not going to apologize to a guy who dated a teen when he's pushing 30, scammed his fans with thousands of dollars of a lawsuit that never happened. Never in my life have I heard of people siding with a cheating future wife in any scenario, to be honest. And yeah, I'm not surprised the guy doesn't understand boundaries / consent. If you hate me, want to hate me through how I speak and carry myself, fair game. However, if you're going to always complain about harassment in Twitter and cause harassment on me getting physically harmed, it makes zero sense. Anyways, I'm going to continue my Japan trip, which again, yeah, I mean, as I said, I don't think this message was necessarily needed. Again, you know, she said she's going to continue enjoying a Japan trip. I would have done that like 3 days ago, right? I would have just ignored things and just ignored and just, you know, went on, you know, with your Japan trip, because again, this is only going to spur on more people to, you know, spread hate or whatever, and you know, go after you. Saying hence to update the tweet since I didn't want to spread any misinformation. My bad on that. Which again, a lot of people were, you know, kind of mad at her. Again, I don't know if the post is still up. But essentially there was a post, no, it's not still up. There's a post that she put up, essentially, you know, with a fake screenshot of Chibi, like saying something. But again, it seems that that's down now. So again, maybe she just reposted it without the image, because a lot of people pointed that out, being like, okay, now she's using fake screenshots and whatever. Which again isn't so great, right? It doesn't look so good whenever you're using fake screenshots of somebody in an argument, because you know, it's kind of obvious why. It's saying, are you saying consent as in like SOW porn of your model would be considered blank to you? Saying you really wouldn't have to go through the trouble of writing all this mumbo jumbo if you wrote a simple "yo, sorry, my bad, that was a bit out of pocket." Which, yeah, to be honest, it could have, you know, really been left at that. You know, as I said, you could have just continued on with your trip or whatever. But again, obviously, a lot of these tweets don't help, right? Saying you mocked a man for a moment of trauma, all you need to do is apologize. It's not that hard. And then of course, yeah, they say, yeah, using a fake tweet is an excuse and then hiding it. And obviously, yeah, this was the original thing they put there. Essentially, is a fake tweet of him saying, went to Walmart today and saw some cute lollies, which honestly made my day, lol. Which is apparently like an edit of another tweet that he made about him seeing, was it a kangaroo or something in a Walmart, which is crazy. So again, obviously she did end up removing that due to that. They say, I don't care about the guy in general. I didn't know about his blank attempt. Bitch, please, you knew enough about his situation that you maliciously decided to throw it back in his face. His blank attempt wasn't just some footnote. So she edited her tweet in real time after finding out the tweet was fake, saying this just keeps on getting worse, bruh. So Chibi points out your hypocrisy. Respond by bringing up his fiance cheating and losing one of his friends. You want him hurt for making you look bad. Even if you did know about his blank attempt, it didn't matter to you. You wanted him hurt, so lashed out as hard as you could. And now instead of apologizing for crossing the line, you doubled down. Not 1 ounce of grace or care in you. So yeah, obviously a lot of people have not been too happy with this response either, and especially with that image that was attached to it. That was the main thing that people were not happy about, because it's a fake image apparently. So of course, yeah, I mean, you know, you should be sharing fake images. Like that's just a given, right? There's also been another clip that's been going around, kind of on the contrary, I guess, if you want to, you know, discuss that, of people saying that essentially Deme was getting, you know, was doing it on stream, right? And that's what they claim. That's what these people claim, right? Now, is that true? I don't really know. Of course, like it is one of these things. Is in the middle for me. Like I can see, you know, why it wouldn't, but I could also see why maybe it is, right? But I'm leaning more so to it isn't. 'Cause it just doesn't really make sense. And of course, a lot of people have been kind of what do you call it? Pointing out some different things, which we'll go to in a minute. This is the clip, though. I mean, there's not like much in terms of sound. It's more so just how her model is moving and the fact that she can't really concentrate, right?
Fucking read, dude. Dude. I just need to like calm down. I'm calm now. I hope you're pulling my my. This is so fucking. Read slower. You just gotta just lock in, dude. Okay, sorry. I hope you're pulling my locomotive limb here, Castle.
So what they're saying about this kind
I
of
think I just have to go
thing.
more American, sorry. I wish I were, my friend, but no. They aren't certain that they can fix the problem, so the orbital probe cannon is on an indefinite hiatus. Whoa! I suddenly can read really properly. What the?
So yeah, obviously many people are bringing that clip up and saying, "Oh, she's doing it on stream or whatever," which again, I don't, you know, as someone who likes to, you know, kind of stamp their foot on the ground constantly. You guys ever do that? You know, like the weird like ADHD thing where you just like, you know, you got to do something. You got to like hit something, tap something, you know, tap your leg, whatever. Like it's like a constant thing. Maybe that's one of my kind of explanations for that. I don't know. Maybe she has a explanation for it, or maybe it's something else. But obviously, yeah, people saying your blank addiction is showing. How do you look at this and think she's getting railed? Which again, yeah, it's crazy. And obviously, these timestamps are definitely strong evidence. Which again, I don't think it's like strong evidence. I think it's just people that also noticed it, right? Which again, it doesn't look like exactly, you know, that it doesn't look like it's just like a normal, like, you know, how a model would usually, you know, move. It definitely does look a little bit, you know, sus, but I don't think it is, right? I think it is just one of those things that, you know, it's just a coincidence, right? There was some people as well, I'm trying to find it, yeah, saying, if you've watched her meme reaction videos, she's always kind of bouncing like that and muting herself. I thought I was just being paranoid about it. So yeah, obviously some people saying it just always happens. Then true, and she always has to suppress stuff even if she can't. Okay, that's kind of crazy. So this is wild. I was too busy watching other VTubers to do meme reaction vids to catch. Could you please provide me with a specific reaction of hers? Obviously they provide a couple of videos and stuff. Doing that deliberately to create an alibi is smart, which again, I don't know. It said also the other big tell is that if you don't watch Deme at all, she does this all the time. She's constantly moving around and messes up a lot when she speaks. Using someone's movement and struggling to read to say they're getting screwed is plain stupid. So yeah, of course, that is what people are saying in response to that. Some people are saying, oh yeah, it's 100% true, and some people are saying, no, that's not true, right? And I do think it's, I don't know, I don't think it's necessarily that accurate, right? But again, maybe there's some explanation. I don't know. It's kind of hard to prove either way, right? You can't like prove it happened or it didn't happen. It's, you know, so again, it's just kind of up in the air at that point, right? So yeah, we'll probably never get an answer to that one, but that's just something else that people have been bringing up that have been you know, kind of used to go against Deme, right? But yeah, at the end of the day, I just think it's one of these things where you know, if I was Deme in this situation, of course, you know, we've covered everything to do with like what she did wrong and all of this kind of stuff. I would just stop talking about it now. You know, I would just like, you know, leave it how it is, go on your Japan trip or whatever, maybe take a, you know, a couple of weeks off and then just come back and, you know, do your normal stuff, right? That's what I would do because again, you know, the more that you speak about it, the more that people will go after you about it. And that's of course what is kind of happening here, right? And not to say that the people that are going after her, you know, aren't going after her for a valid reason, of course. Yeah, she has like messed up quite a bit, right? But I think that obviously she's now making it worse by constantly making posts about it and talking about it, which of course is now gonna draw more people over to do it more, right? So yeah, I mean, that is essentially all I got for this video. If you guys did enjoy it, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. Also, go to GameStop, use my code Kazza, get 10% off. Again, they got a ton of really cool stuff over there. Definitely recommend checking it out. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one. That's all. See ya.